up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, the club's current priority in the transfer market is Bernardo Silva. Both the club and Xavi do not want to sign Joao Felix, despite the fact he's come out in the media publicly saying that he wants to join Barcelona. The club will bet all their efforts on Bernardo Silva and also are right back for the remainder of the market. But of course, in order for that to happen, we need sales. We've been updating the sales of Clement Lenglet, Franck Kessie, Nico Gonzalez, which is very close, Chadi Riad, which also confirmed. Quick update on the forward line as well with Raphinha, Ansu, Fati, and Ferran Torres. But also some more updates in the forward line. Firstly, on Abde, where Xavi has already communicated to the club that he wants Abde to stay this summer no matter what. He has not even set foot on the pitch in preseason, and Xavi has already officially told the club not to sell Abde this summer unless we economically must sell him. And also on Ousmane Dembele, where Al Nassr, the club of Ronaldo, have come knocking for the Frenchman, offered him a huge salary, which he has rejected. We're also going to talk about an injury update, Alejandro, Balde, some avenues where Barcelona is going to be earning some money from the Malcom operation, and maybe even Juan Miranda. And finally, we do have a big update on the team's chemistry, along with the viral gastroenteritis that has, of course, broke in the Barcelona squad and has been affecting their preseason preparation. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best jersey football replica websites on the market. They have a variety of items at fantastic prices. I have here some with me. Firstly is the home kit for this season. Excellent quality. The badge is nice and smooth. Spotify logo is printed on to perfection. And I also even have a jacket as well. This is one of the training jackets that the players wear. There's a logo there on the right hand side, zipper and everything. They have some badges here, the Nike logo as well. The quality is absolutely, feels real, and also the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your orders. That's BOY. Use that checkout, you get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will get free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Top link down in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, the only players that we have been linked with is probably, you could say, Barcelona's final target of the summer, and that will most likely be Bernardo Silva or Joao Felix. I think at some point near the end of the summer, the club will push to sign one of these players, and hopefully in the end they do end up signing them. The question now is, which one will it be? Now, firstly, on Joao Felix, Jaime Miguel from AES came out saying that the Joao Felix to Barcelona operation is fading. Xavi sees it less clearly from both a sporting and also a financial point of view. Again, we know that to bring Joao Felix on loan, it will probably cost Barcelona around 25 million euros. Now, I saw this chart of, I think it was from Mundo Deportivo, about money spent in La Liga, and it said that Barcelona spent 3.4 million. I was actually shocked when I saw this, because that's actually true, because we only signed Inigo Martinez, Ilkay Gundogan free transfer. We spent around 4.5-ish, you could say, on Oriol Romeu, and then Victor Roque, he's coming in January. So theoretically this summer, Barcelona only spent like 4.5 million. Went from last summer to around 200, I think 160, to now 4.5, which is madness. So I think we do have the money for Joao Felix. I think just, value for money is not worth it. Most important thing though, Xavi sportingly does not want Joao Felix because he wants Bernardo Silva. Toledo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that if Barcelona are able to make one last big effort to strengthen the squad, the player would be Bernardo Silva. He is the priority. There is total consensus regarding him, and he wants to join as well. On the other hand, Joao Felix is not a priority, and Barcelona were in fact surprised by his latest statements. There is no consensus at the club regarding Joao Felix, and Xavi does not see a place for him in the Barcelona squad. If Barcelona find enough FFP margin, they will go for Bernardo Silva. After that, if more forwards leave and more margin is generated, they can go for Joao Felix. But this is something for the very end of the transfer window, when Atletico could be desperate for his exit. So the club see Joao Felix as a market opportunity, in the sense that He's a player that we're not really targeting. It's someone that we're not going to go break our legs for like Bernardo Silva. But since he's available and he really wants to move to the club, we'll keep an eye on him. Also, Fernando Porto from Deportivo came out confirming this as well, saying that Barcelona's priority is an interior and not a forward like Joao Felix, who doesn't stand out for his defensive work or pressing, which is essential for Xavi. Deco and Alemán have already let Jorge Mendes know this. Laporta's priority has always been Bernardo Silva. So again, the priority for Barcelona from now until the end of the window is to sign an interior, number 10, whether it's Bernardo Silva, Lo Celso, supposed to be Arda Güler, but didn't get him, and then of course right back position as well. So at most, Barcelona will make another 2 signings, maybe 3 if we're getting really nasty. We actually make some decent sales, which I think is unlikely. But again, the club have agreed that from now until the end of the window, the only player they will go all out for to sign is Bernardo Silva. But of course, they could end up going for right back if things work in their favor. So wait and see what happens. I think again, Joao Felix is, I can only see Barcelona going for Joao Felix if we cannot get Bernardo Silva. We can't get a right back that we really want and we're really keen on. The club might just bring in Joao Felix just to bring in extra head in the squad, really. But other than that, I can't see why we bring him in, and it has to be a very good deal. I think you're spending 25 million euros on a loan with amortization and covering his salary and a loan fee, just not worth it whatsoever. So we'll wait and see. But from now to the end of the transfer window, the big target for Barcelona is Bernardo Silva. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. As we all know, if we want to make some more signings in the transfer window, we must sell players. We are at a current point in the squad now where we cannot register any more players and departures are needed. Oye Romeu, Ilkay Gundogan, Inigo Martinez should be registered no problem with the departures of Piqué, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Busquets. But Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona are focused on making a big sale to complete the squad for the 23-24 season. A sale could fund the arrival of a right back and an interior. And of course, the 3 names he does mention is Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Raphinha. I am so scared we're gonna sell Raphinha. I think that would be a catastrophic error unless a ridiculous offer comes in. If we get 90 plus, I would understand. I would not scrutinize the club whatsoever. But if we're desperate for sale, we value Raphinha at 90. Man City offers 70. The club are so desperate they might end up taking it. That will truly disappoint me. I think Barcelona can easily get rid of Ferran Torres, loan to buy 20 million, but the club needs 40 million for amortization, or else it doesn't help us with FFP. That is the issue with Ferran Torres. With Ansu, there's interest but no concrete offer on the table. I also do think that the club and also Xavi want to bet on Ansu one more season, give him a little remontada, so to speak. So that's why I'm afraid that you're going to sell Raphinha, because if Ferran, amortization issue, Ansu, no interest, you want to bet on him, so we might end up selling Raphinha. But we'll wait and see. Again, the club are working on sales. We're getting these the nitty-gritty deals we're getting done. You know, we'll talk about Nico Gonzalez very soon, Chadi Riad, Gustavo Maia. We're getting those little nitty-gritty deals done, but Barcelona still need a big deal done at some point this summer. Now, a player who Barcelona are desperate to get rid of this summer and are making moves to make sure they can get him out the door is, of course, Clement Lenglet, who is somehow on the preseason tour. Hopefully he does not play, but Roger Toledo from Deportivo has come out saying that for Clement Lenglet, there are more options than Tottenham Hotspur. Despite Barcelona advancing the most with Spurs, they don't want to rush an agreement because he has a market and Barcelona believe they'll be able to get more money from another offer. His high salary is what making his exit difficult. Many teams are interested, but not all can afford him. Barcelona expect Lenglet to make an effort and reduce his salary to find a favorable destination and solution for all parties. So the club are kind of expecting Lenglet to help out in his exit. Look, if we can salvage just a transfer fee at this point, I can't believe it. I remember at the beginning of the summer, I'm like, you got to get at least 10 million for Lenglet. You got to get double digits. That's what I kept on saying, double digits. We had the 5 million euro offer from Tottenham, which Barcelona have not taken. I would take that in a heartbeat right now. That is how desperate I would get rid of Lenglet. His salary is around like what, 20 million with deferred and COVID back payments, and his current salary. It is a madness. Must get rid of Lenglet at all costs, and the club are trying to do that in the best way possible. So wait and see how things go. Again, since he's already on the preseason tour, there's no real rush. We're not deep into making a new signing. I think what the club are planning on doing, by the way, sales from like now, we're like what, July 24th now. from now until like the start of La Liga, just sales. Then the final 2-3 weeks, push for a right back and a midfielder. So we'll wait and see what happens with Lenglet. Again, he has absolutely zero future at Barcelona, and I believe that will lead to his eventual exit. Now, a player that can actually generate some revenue for Barcelona in his transfer fee and give us some funds needed to, comply with FFP and fair play margin is Franck Kessie. Now, there are more reports coming in from Italy saying Juventus are confident of signing Franck Kessie on loan with a mandatory purchase option of 15 million euros. Now, again, 15 is just, I don't know why Juventus are stuck on this 15. We value him at 30. We want around 30 for him, and they're trying to cut it. They're trying to get a 50% off deal, which for me makes no sense. I think the club are happy to keep Kessie. Like a Lenglet, they want to get rid of at all costs. They might take this offer for Lenglet, like a 50% off of what they want. But for Kessie, he's an asset that the club are looking to, see what they can get for him, but are not pushing the door for him. Kessie in the midfield can still work. You have Frankie de Jong, Ilkay Gundogan, Pedri, Gavi. You have Kessie in there. The question is, do you bring another midfielder in? Which I think the club do need that creative midfielder to, kind of cover for Pedri when he isn't there, because now Pablo Torres has already gone on loan. So you could say the club do need another midfielder after losing Busquets and Pablo Torres, and now already down a midfielder to begin with. So I think Kessie, keeping him would be fantastic, but if we get rid of him, it has to be for the right price. Loan to mandatory buy option, I think the club would accept this, but it has to be for the price they want, 25-30 million euros. I think 15, the club isn't that desperate. The club don't need to sign number 10. They don't need to sign right back. We will survive. But if we want to reach our objectives and compete on all fronts next season, we want to make those investments. So we'll wait and see with Franck Kessie. Again, his exit is not desperate for Barcelona. It's just to put him on the market, see what bites. Juventus have bitten, but not for the right price. Now, over the past 48 hours, Barcelona have been moving heavily on some potential exits that have been kind of under the radar, not for big money sales, but exits that are needed. One, of course, is Nico Gonzalez, who was left out of the squad list for the US tour, and his eyes right now and his move is set on FC Porto. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona and Porto have already agreed on the basis of a transfer agreement for Nico. The club will receive around 8 to 10 million euros. The buyback clause will be doubled and perhaps progressive during the 4 years of his contract. So again, full agreement between Barcelona and Porto for the permanent transfer of Nico Gonzalez. All that is left is for Porto to agree personal terms with Nico Gonzalez. Sources today from Deportivo came out saying that Jorge Mendes will meet with Nico Gonzalez in the coming days to speed up his departure to Porto. The Spaniard hasn't given the green light yet, but both clubs have already reached an agreement. And Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo also came out saying that Barcelona hope to sell the departures of both Nico and Collado at the beginning of next week. Of course, Collado set to join Real Betis. Another Barcelona player going there as well. It's very weird because Betis are signing players like Marc Bartra, Roca from Leeds, but they haven't signed Collado where they have an agreement with him, so we'll wait and see on that. But again, he will leave at some point or another. But with Nico, again, with the two clubs, everything is done, just now waiting for personal terms with both clubs. Expect that personal term green light to be coming very, very soon. Look, it's a good move for the player. I think going out on loan too much is not going to give him any more concrete consensus, somewhere to actually play his call at home and actually progress and work his way up. Just going on loan left, right, and center will make it difficult for him. The club needs money. Xavi does not trust him as a pivot. I think it's the right move for everyone. I think the fee is a bit low for the player's abilities, so to speak, but this again, I think trying to get on the good side of Jorge Mendes. We kind of flopped with the Ruben Neves operation. I think if you can get 10 million euros and then have a buyback option, I think this deal is good for all parties. So wait and see what happens over the next few days. But we should expect Nico Gonzalez to finalize his permanent deal to Porto very, very soon. Even Fabrizio Romaon, by the way, confirms as well, saying that Barcelona and Porto, full agreement, just now waiting for personal terms. Now, the most advanced exit for Barcelona at the moment is the exit of the Barca B center back Chadi Riad, who is set to join Real Betis. Alberto Ruo from Gigentes came out saying that Chadi Riad will play for Real Betis. The final details are being ironed out. Real Betis beat Sampdoria, who had an agreement with Barcelona for 3 million euros for Chadi Riad, with an option to buy him back for 2 years for 7 million euros. So again, we were hearing that a deal is being ironed out and essentially is done. Then Alberto Ruo from Gigentes again came out after images of Chadi Riad in Sevilla with the Real Betis flag. Again, Betis like to do this a lot when they've agreed, terms and deals. They like to fly out the player, show them to the press, does his medicals, and that he's officially announced. He's also there with another former Barcelona La Masia player in Marc Bartra. Anyways, Alberto came out saying that Chadi Riad has arrived in Sevilla ahead of completing his loan move to Real Betis. He'll join on loan with a buy option, which the figure is not known yet. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, loan move, buy option. If we do buy him, we have a buyback option. Absolutely no worries whatsoever. But then after these images came out, Fabrizio Romaon came out with an exclusive saying that Chadi Riad will join the Real Betis on a permanent deal where Barcelona will receive 2.5 million euros up front, but Barcelona will keep 50% of a future sale and will also have a buyback option to bring Chadi Riad back in the future. So essentially it is a Nico 2.0 where the club have negotiated a loan move but are so desperate to sell, they decided to sell and also keep 2 reserves of his future, one a 50% sell-on clause and also a buyback option. I wish Chadi Riad nothing but the best. I think he's a fantastic player and can grow into something big if he gets the right minutes, right time, right patience, and also grows as a player. I think holding that future for him is very, very important as well. I feel like Barcelona are doing very well right now in the center back department. Of course, you already have Araujo, Christensen, Koundé, Eric Garcia, Makai Faye, and now you have Chadi Riad elsewhere as well. This is basically a long-term loan deal for Barcelona. They get 2.5 million euro fee. You add that to Nico's hopefully 10 to 8 million euros. That's around 13 million euros right there in sales. So Barcelona, you know, making good sales of the players that they don't really need, especially these Barca athletic players who will not have no real opportunity to grow in the first team. I expect the same also for Estanis Pedrola. We'll see how his exit develops over the next few days as well. But Chadi Riad, we'll wait for the official announcement from Barcelona. It should be coming in the next 24 to 48 hours on the details of Chadi Riad's move to Real Betis. But he's moving there in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a loan or a permanent deal, and he will not be a Barcelona player this upcoming season. But a player who has left Barcelona officially on a permanent move is Gustavo Maia. The Brazilian second division team Villanova have come out saying that Gustavo Maia has joined their team as a free agent. He joins Brazilian second division side and he's no longer a Barcelona player. Again, no official announcement from the club on this departure quite yet, whether he's, you know, giving up his salary or whatever. Remember, Gustavo Maia was sitting on around 2 million euros net for a season that Bartomeu gave him. I mean, how mental is that? So we got rid of those wages. Again, very, very important for financial fair play. We talked about this about a month ago. I wanted to get rid of Des, Lenglet, Umtiti, Gustavo Maia. So we've gotten those in Collado as well. We've gotten rid of a lot of them so far. That's around 3 or 4 of them gone. Again, we'll have to wait and see from the details from Barcelona's side. But again, the Villanova side in the second division of Brazil have announced the signing of Gustavo Maia, which hopefully means that Barcelona do save on his big salary for FFP. Now, a lot of exit deals that Barcelona have done this summer do include a % of a future sell-on clause where if the said player is sold by the said club, Barcelona receive a certain percentage. We've seen a lot of it being included, but now we're seeing it being executed because according to Mateo Morito from Relevo, Malcom is on the move. He leaves Zenit for El Hilal in Saudi Arabia, with the fee being 45 million euros plus 15 million euros in add-ons. Now, when Bartomeu sold Malcom the season after he bought him, a lot of fans were very disappointed with that. He did include a 7.5% future sell-on clause, and we did hear reports coming in saying that as part of the potential transfer from Malcom to Al Ahly, set for around 60 million euros as a total package, Barcelona will receive 1.5 million euros, which is 7.5% of the capital gain. Now, apparently Bartomeu, he's not as smart as Laporta. Laporta just put clauses in there, whether you sell him for $1 or what, we get 7.5%. Bartomeu said to Zenit, if you sell him for more than 40, we'll get 7.5% of the profit that you sell him for. What the fuck? Nonetheless, so of course we did sell Malcom to Zenit for, I believe, around 40. They got 60, so the net profit there is 20, so we get 7.5% of 20, which is 1.5 million euros. We do end up getting a little bit of money from Malcom. It's better than nothing. We did hear reports a few days ago that Malcom was moving for less than 45, so Barcelona would get absolutely nothing, but now it's like it has increased. So we're going to see for the official confirmation from El Hilal on the transfer fee, but again, if it's more than 45 million euros, whatever the net profit is of that, Barcelona will receive 7.5%. But Malcom isn't the only player where Barcelona can earn some money this summer. They can also earn money from Juan Miranda, because according to Mundo Deportivo and a lot of reports coming in from Spain, Porto want to sign Juan Miranda for Real Betis, and Barcelona has a 50% future sell-on clause. 40 to 50%. I've heard some 40% as well, 50%. But Juan Miranda does have 1 year left on his deal with Betis. Betis do want to renew him, but not offering him the money that he wants. Apparently, Porto could be buying him for around 10 million euros. So, man, 50% is a lot. So, if they sell him for 10, we get 5 million euros, and that is a lot for Barcelona. And if it's 40%, if they sell him for around 10, we get around 4 million euros for that. So, it is some good money coming in from Barcelona. Yeah, 1.5 from Malcom, 5 from Miranda. That's 6.5 for doing absolutely nothing, and that can be huge money. And this is why sell-on clauses are important. Keep an eye on Todibo as well. If he's on the move, I think Barcelona reserved 20% of a future sell-on clause there. We heard a lot of reports about him in the beginning of the summer transfer window, but that has materialized now. But once Premier League clubs and other clubs maybe get desperate at the end of the window, Todibo is a good option for them. But again, it's something to keep an eye out for, as Barcelona slowly but surely are accumulating some funds. Now, a player who Xavi is fighting very, very hard to keep at the club this summer is Abde. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Xavi has asked Barcelona for Abde's continuation. The coaches consider that he can contribute a plus to the squad. He has communicated to the sports management that he wants Abde to continue for the following season. Now, we all thought Abde would get his chance in the US tour. If he plays well, he'll stay. If not, the club will look for ideas. Before the chance even came about, Xavi has told the club, do not sell Abde. Sport came out confirming this, saying that Xavi prefers that Abde stays at Barcelona, has already informed this to the club. Xavi believes that he is a different type of forward and can cause imbalance. English, Spanish, and Italian clubs are interested, but no official offer has been made. Alex Pentel from Goal came out saying that if Abde ends up leaving, it will be solely and exclusively for economic reasons. There's a unanimity in the coaching staff and the football area that he continues. So essentially, the club had decided to keep Abde, barring desperately needing money and a big offer coming in for the player, which I think is positive, because then you have your 6 forwards set. You'll have Raphinha, Dembele, Lewandowski, Ferran, Torres, Ansu, then Abde. Of course, there's no real cover for Lewandowski, so he'll be playing a lot of those minutes, but I think when he does get that little bit of rest, you'll see maybe Ferran, Torres, and Ansu Fati playing striker. But I do agree with Xavi. I think Abde is a different type of forward that we never had at Barcelona for a very, very long time. That explosive winger that takes a defender 1v1, basically a Ousmane Dembele on the other side. Imagine a front three of Dembele, Lewandowski, and Abde. I think that could cause some serious damage. That can be, some late games we want to rotate. I think the starting front three will be Dembele on the left, Raphinha on the right, and Lewandowski up top. But I think Abde can definitely provide something off the bench in those big games, and also can provide a strong rotation as well. And I think he can grow into a big player. I think this now does mean the club do want to, get rid of one of Ferran, Torres, or Ansu ahead of Abde. But again, Abde will be easier to sell, and that's going to be the main issue. So we do end up selling Abde. It will be solely and purely for economic reasons, because Xavi has already communicated to the club officially he wants the Moroccan winger to stay. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Now, according to Santi Ona from Foot Mercado, who's been doing pretty well this summer, he came out with an exclusive saying that Ousmane Dembele has rejected a 5-year deal offer from a Saudi Arabia club, Al Nassr, of course the team of Cristiano Ronaldo, where he was offered 40 million euros per year to play there. This has really also willing to pay his 50 million euro release clause, but the Frenchman has rejected the offer, and the club now is negotiating a contract extension. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out confirming the renewal part of his report, saying that Ousmane Dembele is in official talks with Barcelona for a contract renewal until 2027. So if he's rejecting that big offer, I think at this point he's going to renew his deal. I mean, if Al Nassr with their big fat paycheck with playing with Ronaldo as well is not going to tempt Ousmane Dembele, I don't think anything will. I'm very glad to see him change. Keep in mind, he's probably, let's be honest, the 5th captain of the club. If De Jong and Ter Stegen and Roberto and Araujo are all injured or not playing, Dembele's next in line. And once Roberto leaves next year, hopefully, you never know with Xavi in the club, Dembele's 100% next in line. I'd see no one else getting it but him, and it's a big step for him. He loves the club. We've seen him touching the Champions League, saying he wants to win the Champions League with Barcelona, and hopefully that is the case. But again, he has rejected a huge offer from Saudi Arabia, and it's not just any Saudi Arabia club, it's the one that started all this Saudi Arabia hype with Ronaldo, and they came in with a big offer. He said no because he wants to stay at Barcelona. Again, renewal talks do continue, and the club do hope they can find an agreement with Ousmane Dembele very, very soon. Let's now discuss some injury updates surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Just one update, and it is on Alejandro Balde. Firstly, Sport have come out saying that Alejandro Balde has been constantly recovering from his injury, but there are no plans to rush him back. He could play a few minutes in the last preseason friendly. Thus, Alex Vell traveled to Barcelona to rotate with Alonso in the initial matchups. Wow, I am very, very surprised Balde is still not fit. We all thought that he'd be fit for preseason, but now he's only going to maybe play some minutes in the final match against AC Milan. And Javi Miguel from AES, the injury man, also confirmed this, saying that the idea is that Alejandro Balde will receive clearance and play at least the last friendly match of preseason against AC Milan. Hopefully that means he will be fully fit 100% for the Joan against Tottenham. He can start that game ahead of the league match against Getafe. But again, bit of a relapse maybe or slow recovery from Alejandro Balde on his part. Of course, there's been some rumors that he's kind of started this gastroenteritis virus at Barcelona as well. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. But nonetheless, Alejandro Balde not quite fully fit yet. He should be fit by the end of the US tour. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys some updates on Barcelona currently in America. As we all know, it's been quite crazy over recent hours. We had the Juventus match fully canceled after there was a gastroenteritis virus breakout in the squad. We will discuss that, go through the timeline. I'll give you guys all the details. But first, we got the official announcement from Barcelona. I did YouTube shorts on that, so make sure you guys check out my shorts because I do those, very instant live updates as things come about. Barcelona announced they will have canceled the match against Juventus that night. Of course, that was supposed to take place, I believe, on Saturday. And they say that the significant part of the Blaugrana squad has a viral gastroenteritis. That is a virus that causes a lot of stomach pain and diarrhea. We then got the reports coming in. It was actually Tony Juan Marti who broke the news shortly before the official announcement. He said there's at least 8 or 9 players in the Barcelona squad who are unwell. The option of delaying the match against Juventus by 24 hours has been raised, but for now it's cancelled. Joan Laporta was aware of the situation and was part of the decision meeting to suspend the match. And at Barcelona, they believe that there would have been a serious risk of injury since players will be playing more than usual. And Miguel then came out saying there's actually a total of 12 players with the virus, and Xavi is not affected. Neither is the coaching staff. They are expected to recover around 48 hours, and it seems that the match against Juventus will not be played at all. Canales then came out saying there's actually at least 15 players in total, including staff and players, that have the virus, and the club is looking at all the dates for the match in order to avoid losing any money, and that was the main consensus. Again, Juan Marti came out saying that Barcelona American tour is now at risk. This means that if the match for Juventus is not played, the club would miss out on around 2 to 3 million euros in income. It would no longer be earned. Alternatives are being sought out so that the club do not lose money. And then Kodesam Kobe came out saying that the club is looking for alternative formulas to compensate the money that they will lose for the ticketing due to suspension of the friendly match against Juventus. The Athletic came out saying that Barcelona will not get any money from ticket sales, but they won't be penalized for canceling the match. Roger Leader from Mundo Deportivo confirmed this as well, saying that Barcelona will lose only around 2 million euros of revenue for the cancellation of the match against Juventus. However, Barcelona will not pay any penalties for not playing the match since they have taken out insurance that covers this type of adversity. Shout out to the insurance company. Now, once all these reports came out, Levi Stadium, which the match was supposed to be hosted at, did tweet the soccer championship tour tonight at Levi Stadium between Barcelona and Juventus has been cancelled. Taking parking passes purchased through Ticketmaster directly for the revenue will be refunded in the next 30 days. So at this point, we knew the game was 100% cancelled, was not going to get rescheduled in any way, shape, or form. We all thought that either yesterday, Sunday, or today, Monday, would have been the perfect time to reschedule the match, and Laporta even confirmed this. So once the official announcement came out from the club, he came out doing a quick interview with Barca TV, or it's not really Barca TV anymore, just Barcelona channels, I guess. He said, yes, we had a virus outbreak, we took a big decision, and he also confirmed the match against Juventus was going to be rescheduled to Monday, but the Levi Stadium was already booked, thus leading to the official cancellation. So the club could have played the match today, actually, and because they're going to play with Arsenal on Wednesday, so play today, break, then Arsenal, but the Levi Stadium tonight was already booked, thus we could not make that change anymore. Once all this news came out, the club actually released another announcement saying that Barcelona would like to encourage its fans to attend and enjoy the game. We were going to play this Wednesday against Arsenal at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Both teams are in close contact, and we both have the utmost confidence that our game will be going ahead as planned. Then the club came out yesterday with an official statement saying that no new cases of the viral gastroenteritis have been detected within the squad in the last few hours. Most affected players are expected to participate in the training session today. So it looks like the quick virus outbreak is over. Again, it took Barcelona around 24 to 40 hours to resolve the situation. We know for a fact that Koundé and Xavi had it. There are reports coming out saying that Balde was the one who spread it because he went to Africa for his vacation. He didn't take any certain vaccines. I don't know. I think that's just a load of crap, to be honest. I think it's more so doing with players not used to traveling long hours and, sitting on a plane and stuff. I guess, when on vacation too, I know how tough it is sitting on a plane for 12 hours. You feel kind of sick, you just pop a couple of pills and you're fine. I guess those players got a bit more sick than normal. We don't have any exact names on who got it apart from Xavi. That was already confirmed, and we're suspecting Koundé because we heard he has some stomach flus. Apart from that, we don't know any player names. So again, the squad should be good to go for Wednesday's match against Arsenal. Now, speaking on the squad, we have some news about the squad chemistry. Relief have come out saying that from the Barcelona dressing room, they say that we are a family. The coaches highlight the good atmosphere that has been in the team from the beginning of the preseason camp. The coaches already so say the new signs have been amazing, and not only from football point of view, they highlight Ilkay Gundogan's humility above all. And apparently, according to the press, there are some new friends lingering around the camps. According to reports, Mikhail likes to hang out a lot with Kessie and Lewandowski. Inigo Martinez hangs out a lot with Ansu Fati. Gundogan hangs out a lot with Roberto and Des, and Oil Romeo hangs out a lot with Sergio Roberto and Robert Lewandowski. So the four new signings on tour are getting along very, very well with their new teammates. Lewandowski, of course, the captain of the armband, essentially. He's talking English and Spanish to everyone and making those connections. Of course, Oil Romeo can't speak English. He did spend a lot of years at Chelsea and Southampton. And of course, Gundogan can speak English. I'm expecting Mikhail can speak a bit of English. I think he's speaking to Kessie in French, probably, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Inigo and Ansu, both Spanish. So again, a lot of expectation for the upcoming season. Hopefully this viral gastroenteritis will no longer be affecting Barcelona's preparation for the huge season ahead. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly is on the signing of Bernardo Silva. Do you believe the club will make another signing this summer with Bernardo Silva, a right back, maybe even Joao Felix? Second, your thoughts on Xavi already saying that he's adamant that he wants Abde to stay. Would you take any offers for Abde? Would you want to sell Ferran, Torres, and Ansu ahead of him? Third, your thoughts on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Do you think it will happen or not? And speaking of Ansu, Ferran, Torres, what are your thoughts on Barcelona sales, whether it's Chadi Riad, Nico Gonzalez, and the future of the forward department as well? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca. Let's go!